weapon of grass destruction, Jesus. Well guys, Drew's Farming Life back again today. We've got the big M going. I'm happy as Larry. There has been a couple of problems, however the thing is going and it is an absolute animal. It just keeps on going, but this is just in these wee flat fields, but that's the next field I'm going into, so we'll soon find out what it's like. The thing's just purring away, so I'm just going to get a wee check over for a shift field after this morning's oil leak, but sorted, no bother. It was just a leaking banjo bolt, a wee seal was away, and that only seemed to happen because the machine was running. But this thing is going like the clappers, turning at the ends is unreal. You just come out the row, then just sail back round. The thing's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm well chuffed with it so far. So far. So just going to check the wee oil leak it had earlier. It's leaking out the banjo bolt, so that was a bit annoying. Checked for an oil leak and I found one, just as well I stopped. So it was just a wee one, not too bad. Fixed it with Dad just there. Now we're off skate to fill up the oil again, but hopefully that's it. So I keep saying, but we'll just need to see how it goes. So moving to the next field now. You can't really see much when the mowers are up. But here we go into the hill, so I'll just need to see how this goes. So I'm cutting this year's young grass. This field was undersown with barley last year. So the outside's maybe a bit lighter, but midfield looks really good. So just watching my mower for the fence. This thing's brilliant. This bit doesn't look too good. We didn't get that much grass seed. Right, let's get this thing in closer. Don't want to go too close because I know there's a wee lip in at the fence. But aye, no, this thing's fair champing. Well, not at the moment, I'm just being careful on this first round. I've done my first round, so I'm just going to give this a big quick check now, because it wasn't that long ago we fixed it, just want to make sure. That's what I like to see, no leaks. Good even cut. Good. I do suppose it's not your normal kind of looking day for doing silage, but it is dry. Despite there being no sun at all. But it's been dry till next week. We've been held back all week because it's been raining. So, but just as well, because we found some more problems with this on and off, but hopefully we've got them all. And yeah, we're only going to find the rest by using the machine. So like to see this all is great. When you come to the end, you press it all up, the front more lifts, and then a couple of seconds later the back two lift. I only need to press one button, just like the now I'll press this, and then the other two go down too. If I was driving faster it would all kind of go in at the same point, but because I'm driving slow just there it wasn't. But that's when I'm doing the long runs, that's when that really comes into it. And this thing turns really tight and fast at the end, it's amazing. I'm loving this. I am absolutely loving this. Look at that mirror. That's beautiful. I'm needing to get the hang of having another mower on the other side. Trying to find a point where I can look at and that's it. Don't need to look out the side all the time, but I'll get there slowly. So again, all up. I think the newer ones have sensors, but this is the original Big M. I'll get a video of it on the hill. It just eats it, absolutely eats the grass. Went up the hill on the other side, the steep bit, didn't even slow down, maybe pulled it back a little bit, but Jesus, loving this. Bro, getting a little bit more used to it now. Took a wee swing there and I put the camera on my head right enough. It's hard to do everything at once, but not really sure what the wee banging noise is over here. Wouldn't surprise me if it's just a little bit of plastic. I had the drone up earlier on, so you'll get a good view of that. Got a couple of tufty bits that I've missed. I'm trying to get used to this machine. Quite a hill in here, so really making her work, really getting a good tester, but she is absolutely eating it. So that's that right forward. She's heading up. They're just under 1,000 on this, and it's still sailing up the hill. But this bit's a bit steeper, so I'll pull it back a little bit. It's just take the strain off it. Stay it. Still sending it. It's quite a thick crop in here. Well impressed. Great wee tester for this machine, like. Oh, This is so much better than doing it with a tractor. Never ever thought that we would have this machine. This is unreal. Oh. The speed at turning at the ends is brilliant. You know, just come out, send it round, and you're straight back in. Like, that's unreal. Pull it back a wee bit, don't want to absolutely send it down the hill. Oh, I'm loving this! Look at that! Woo! We're dropping the gress now, boys! Oh no, I missed. Oh no! Into another field now. Machine is going good. Another couple of wee leaks. Just seems to be the rubber seals are away because of age. So we keep finding the odd one. So just check it. And everything seems to be going good. You were never going to find these problems until we were actually driving it. You know, there was only so much you could do without actually driving the machine around. And with the machine working, it's heating up and we're finding more leaks, but I'm pretty sure we're all up to date with that now. But other than that, this machine is absolutely sending it. It's absolutely bro. Getting a bit more used to it now, a bit more confident turning at the ends, with a bit more speed, turning tight, getting back in, getting going, get it done. So it doesn't take long to get cutting when you're into this kind of swing of things, like, so long may it continue for the moment anyway. So fairly ramp on when you're doing this, like. Wow. Never did I think I'd have one of these things. Wow. It's just eating it. It's just eating the grass. Lovely! Lovely! Right, I'll just see if I can do this correctly. Right, front. Left. Just eats the hills too. This thing's supposed to be 300 horse underneath the hood. When we were speaking to the mechanic, he said that it's the engine above the 6.9s in the John Deeres, so I believe that's up into the 7000 series, so quite a big engine in this machine. You can tell she's using all her ponies, which I love it, absolutely love it. Brr. Couple of the windows are a wee bit oily with the drips. The drips have been going in down the back, and the fan has been blowing it out and round, so there's wee spits all around the windows, which hasn't been ideal, but once all that's sorted I'll get the windows all cleaned, but we're still in the trial stages, so if I wipe them clean, guaranteed they're going to get another wee speck of stuff all over it, so we'll just leave it for the now, but oh god, this is good. Still trying to get used to where to look to get the most out the cut. But it's going good, it's going good. Oh, rough bit. This thing's permanently in 4-wheel drive. We thought there was a problem with the machine. It was lurching, it was trying to go and it was doing this and the machine was labouring. But that was because we thought the 4-wheel drive button was this, which it turns out it's not, because 4-wheel drive is always on. It turns out that that is actually the diff lock. So we were a bit relieved when we found out that there was nothing wrong with the 4-wheel drive, and it was just the fact it was in diff lock rather than actually a 4-wheel drive problem. So a lot happier that kind of way, and really happy with how the machine goes when it's going. So no major issues so far. So well pleased. And as you can see, it is dropping the grass. I do wish I'd know what kind of speed I'm doing. So all I do is this, and use the GPS off of my Snapchat, which says I'm doing 0 at the moment, which is wrong. Right, let's see what speed I'm doing. It's definitely not 0 anyway. Insane. I thought double mowers on my tractor was good. You buggers that have been driving these for years have been living the best life. I'll go cut that after up this round, before I leave it and forget about it. Pull this back a little bit just to save it so it's not working as hard, so it doesn't overheat. Probably need to blow the radiator out. Then I can push it a bit more, but let me do that tomorrow morning before I cut the rest. But we'll see how much I can cut tonight. I want to try and get something done after all my wee ballers, so all these wee silly wee problems all add up, take up time. Every 10-15 minute stops. Fair amount of grass that I could have had dropped, but this thing, like, you know, so oh god, this is quick. Day 2 in the big girl. Let's hope it goes better today. Hopefully all the problems are ironed out. Absolutely nailed quite a few fields last night. Then I stopped about 10 o'clock. Aye, no, going well. Bit disappointed in the grass, but hopefully it'll come better second cut. I think it's heavier midfield. This is terrible out here, the heat rig. So probably a bit of compaction around it, so it doesn't grow as well. But the mowers are going well today. And it's a nice sunny day, and the aircon is working, so that's very good for me. Actually, I don't think I've got the aircon on. I have got just the air blowing at me, so not sure if the aircon works or not, so I'm just going to flick it on there now. See, because we thought it was leaking, so probably won't do anything, but we'll try it anyway. Got going well today. Fairly loving this. Loving this. So, absolutely tanking, absolutely, it's not even dying at all. Not very heavy at this point, but the field is getting better the further in I'm getting, leaving nice big swaths. So, well impressed with what she's doing today. This thing's right forward. Gear 2's for the road, so just better leaving it in this gear. Don't want to put too much strain on the gearing for the hydrostatic. Oh, she's singing. She's absolutely singing today. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Going up the hill now, heavier stuff here, and she's still planting, still full forward. No dying on the revs, no dying on the spin of the mowers either. She's powerful. This field's about 30 acres. And got a nice long run. She's not a very straight field, so you've got to work it in to make your big straight run, which is fun. But now I've got the long runs, I can fairly ramp on now. The field directly opposite the road there, that's 30 acres as well, so if it wasn't for the road this would have been a beautiful 60-acre field. But never mind. Beautiful day. Oh, beautiful day to be driving a Crone Big M. Loving it. Yes. Yes, please. Fares took over. I'm going for my lunch, so let's get a wee view here. Listen to that thing purr. I started this 30-acre field at 10 past 12, it's now 10 past 1. And there's hardly anything left to cut. I can't say anything, I've missed a couple of tufts over there. Wee moustaches all over the field. But beautiful day. Machine's brilliant. Look at it. On to the next field now. This isn't a very big field, so I should be out of here in the daytime at all. But lovely! Oop. The good thing about this thing is when you're turning corners, because it's rear wheel steer, you don't really miss all that much. Whereas when I was in the tractor before, you know, you're turning with the front, you'd always miss quite a big gap, but with the rear wheel steer, well, maybe sharp turns like that, I'll have missed a bit more, but I barely miss anything, just with how well it turns. But if it's a sharp one like this one here I'm coming up to, I'm just going to lift the mowers and turn. But aye, so yeah, this machine's going bro. I've put the drone up a few times. I managed to do some videos on Dad driving it when I was away for my lunch, which was quite good because it meant I could freestyle it. Find that the videos look a bit better when you drive them yourself rather than the drone following. But if I do need to do it myself, I will set it on that mode. But I do like flying it myself and getting all the angles. Don't like this field that much. Well, I do. It's really good at growing the crop. Really good soil in it, so the grass grows like buggery. But I don't like it for the fact there's all these holes in it for the electricity. So that's just a pain in the arse. But what can we do about it? Not an awful lot. So I'm just going to come down here and start. It's weird not making a brake anymore, you just go for the straight line now. Fire it in, get it driving, and then just work your way across, which is quite good because then it means there's no silly wee angles if you've made the wrong decision for the brake. If you're enjoying that side of things, so it'll be a lot better for the chopper driver and a lot better for the rake man. Just in general, just a lot better. Just the fact that I can turn and do this and straight back in. It was quicker to make a brake with the double mowers that we had before, just for a sense of turning circle. Whereas because I can turn and straight back in with this is a huge difference. So it is. It's a pain, so it is. But we're away again. I really don't want to drive the mower straight into the electricity poles. Where am I going? That's interesting. Doesn't like turning on a slope. useless. This wee steep brake. You can hear her grunting now, but she's handling it. Just pull it back a tiny tad and she's still sending it. Oh, she's so powerful, love it. So I done some calculations, and yesterday I cut 93 acres and today I'm aiming to cut 130. We've got around 90 acres, 100 acres at another part of the farm to do, but that'll not get done till another couple of weeks. Mainly because the grass down there doesn't grow very fast because of the type of soil it is. So we'll give it a couple of weeks and it'll catch up with this, but this needs cut now before it shoots, because once it shoots you lose all this, the quality you're aiming for the milk for the cows. So but aiming to cut 130 acres today. Yesterday could have cut a lot more, but just with everything that went wrong with the machine throughout the day, all the niggles that we found, so just silly wee hold-ups that we didn't need, but it was to be expected when we bought this. So aye, no, it was to be expected when we bought the machine, you know. As I said, we were only going to find these problems till we were actually using the machine properly. So press the right button there. I'll get it in a minute. Oh. Still getting used to it a wee bit. Perfecto. Alright, so moved the field again, you know, a wee while ago actually, and got in here and the mowers wouldn't engage. It has been doing that on and off, and it always eventually worked. We've done a couple of things in the cab and it seemed to work itself out, and then away it went. But this time it just never happened, and we've been at it for well over an hour to get it going. We eventually got in touch with some folk that have these machines and use them. So we eventually found the problem through them. So if they ever watch this video, thank you very much. So there's a solenoid that basically engages, well, allows the mowers to become engaged to work, and well, it was stuck. So we took off the side panel down there and basically chapped it with a spanner, and they engaged and they went, and now I'm back champing again. But just one of the things we need to learn about the machine anyway, so if that ever happens again we know where to look, and maybe next time we won't be stopped for over an hour. Other than that, I'm glad to have the machine going again. Pushed. So this field's quite a wee steep bugger, and this machine's handling it no bother. I hosed the radiator out this morning, and gave the machine a pressure wash down after yesterday's oil problem. Oil seemed to end up everywhere, all over the cab, all over the machine itself, just with the drips and then the fan blowing it everywhere. So but after I've hosed the radiator out with the air line and I'm driving up here, this is full on engaged, this isn't overheating, that's still spinning at 900 on each mower, and the crop's pretty decent in here. So absolutely delighted with this, apart from the hold up, but when this thing's going I'll make up for lost time. But it would be a dream if this thing would just work and keep working until it stops when I'm finished. So it's only going to get better the more we use it, the more we can learn about it by using it, finding the wee niggles and figuring out how to work around them or improve them. So overall very impressed so far. Just need to keep learning about the machine, and that's the best we can do. Very happy with it. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. I'm sure that's plenty on the big M for the now. Hope you have all enjoyed yourself watching this machine going, and listening to what's happened to the machine in the time that we've been cutting with it. Still learning, as I was saying earlier, about it, but overall, if you want something to deck the grass, this is the machine. Weapon of grass destruction, Jesus. Ideal. Anyway, see you all next time. Thank you all for watching. Cheery bye.